Good morning on a Saturday as we get our weather pattern back to normal. Going to take a little while, of course, to get all of the snow here in the western side of Oregon, the Willamette Valley, and Portland and Vancouver totally melted out. But that will happen as the rain picks up. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill coming to you from Vancouver, Washington this morning in the Portland, Oregon area. Real quick word. So KGW TV, which is the official downtown reporting site for Portland that reports to the National Weather Service office, the 2 day period, the snow that came in Thursday morning, that last snow band that came in Friday morning, a combined 3.5 inches of snow. And if you think back, those snow bands were very uniform across the area. And pretty much from Albany, Salem, all the way up into Portland, Vancouver, Kelso, Longview area, we had, in fact, 3 to 4 inches of total snow on the ground. Half of that was that first snow band, and then we got another 1 to 2 inches that came through Friday morning. If you haven't heard, we did avoid an ice storm down in the Mid Valley. That's Salem, Albany, that and Dallas, that Polkland, Marion County area. Freezing rain, icing turned out to be a tenth of an inch of ice accumulation at most. And as I understand it, most areas reported just kind of a glazy mix of ice in with the snow. So thumbs up there. The moisture in Portland, while there were some traces of ice, was really primarily all entirely snow. We had reports of 4, 5, 6 inches of snow out in the Hood River area. We did pick up 8, 9, 10 inches of snow up at Mount Hood Resorts out of all of that. The coast, while having some snow showers, never really had anything on the ground if you look right across the beach. And now on this Saturday morning, our weather pattern turns back to normal. So on the left, this is the IR. This is the IR model that basically is meant to look like an infrared satellite picture. And it's matching what's happening. Here's a band of thicker moisture pushing inland this morning. We have the clouds. We've already had some rain push into the area. So the rainy pattern is clearly back. The other headline is that this will be snow up at Mount Hood Resorts, at least above 4,000 feet. Cascade's winter storm warning up for the potential of 20 inches of snow. Now, this starts this evening and goes all the way into Monday morning. It's been cold up there, as you know. So the snow and icy roads that you're looking at on the ODOT Highway 26 camera has basically been there for quite some time. And temperatures aren't that cold, 29 degrees. Snow levels could actually get up to 5,000 feet later today, but then settle back down closer to 4,000 feet as we move forward. So, out of the valley, low level snow and ice forecast, but a pretty active wet pattern to come. All of this courtesy of the Momentous Wealth podcast. Listen on Apple Podcasts, listen on Spotify for a variety of investment topics. Okay, let's get you going. Let's start with the weather page out of Portland's National Weather Service. It's a holiday weekend. Of course, President's Day is Monday, and there is a sneaker wave threat. So we'll call it a sneaker wave warning, if you will. If you're going to be at the beach, don't turn your back to the water. That's always a good safety rule. This warning for increased sneaker wave activity is in place through Monday evening. And then right here in the bright kind of pink tones, that's the winter storm warning up and down the Cascades from Washington to Oregon. And again, certainly above 4,000 feet, we're looking for the potential of 20 inches of snow tonight into Monday morning. So that's needed. You know, we've been dry, as you know, before we got the snow and the ice that we just picked up. So let's take you through some of the modelings as I do. This is the future radar product. It's kind of like a future cast that we show you on TV. And this is at 10 a.m. this morning. So far this has come true. This is a little warming band of moisture that's producing mainly some light rain as it passes through. We're not going to see a lot of total moisture on this Saturday, but at any time there could be some scattered showers around. The thicker moisture band comes with the cold front that comes in tonight into early Sunday morning, and that's this band of moisture just offshore. This is 4 p.m. today, starting to rain along the Washington coast. So we get into the evening hours. Here we are, 7 p.m., and now we've got steady rain up and down Washington and Oregon's coastline, and the steady rain starting to move certainly through the Seattle area, but then also down into Portland and Corvallis. And here we are, all of Oregon, western side of Washington, Oregon getting wet. This is 10 p.m. tonight. The front comes through by the morning hours of tomorrow. Here's 4 a.m. Now you've got still pretty solid rain, but that's 4 in the morning. Here is 7 in the morning. And then we start to get some breaks as here's the thicker moisture band, which would be all snow down at Cascade Pass level moving up into the mountains. So again, traveling up over the Cascades first thing tomorrow morning is going to be difficult because it should be snowing at 4,000 feet and maybe heavy snow as low as 3,000 feet. Then we get going into the day. There will be some breaks tomorrow, but I think it's going to be raining more minutes or hours than not. So a pretty wet Sunday is expected. There's a low, if you look at my cursor, there's a low back here. It's going to continue to pump moisture bands into us. So the it's a rainy Sunday. Here we are, Sunday evening. It's still coming down. Let me back this up. And that's as late as this goes. This would be 7 p.m. Sunday. So you get the idea. Sunday's kind of a washout for all of your outdoor plans. Here's a different way to look at it. This is what I showed you when I started. This is that kind of future cast of what the infrared satellite picture, which shows the moisture bands, would look like. So this is this morning at let's see here. This is 7 a.m. this morning, pardon me. So we know this has come true. That's that little warm push of moisture showers that comes in. Here we are later this afternoon, and then right in here is the thicker moisture coming in this evening. Back in here where my cursor is where the low is. And while this doesn't do a great job of showing you how much rain is going to be coming in, this is the low. It's going to be pumping moisture bands into us all night into Sunday morning. Here's some thicker moisture passing still at what? This would be 10 o'clock Sunday morning. So the data really loves it being mostly steady rain overnight tonight, mostly steady rain Sunday morning, and then raining more than not Sunday afternoon, as I mentioned. This is still pretty wet. Here's the low. You can see the kind of the outline of the low on this future cast of what the satellite picture would look like right back here. That's Sunday afternoon. And then we get into Monday morning, and then Monday morning is kind of the last hurrah of absolutely mostly steady moisture as Monday during the day breaks into scattered showers. Here's thicker moisture to our east, thicker moisture coming up with the next weather system from our southwest already. But you get the idea, your Monday afternoon plans, maybe there's some decent dry breaks mixed in there. And then we're kind of in a break in the moisture Monday overnight. We're kind of a break in the moisture early Tuesday. Here's the next system throwing a warm push our way. Tough to tell how much rain we get from that or not. That's into Tuesday. We do know the next weather system comes in Tuesday overnight into Wednesday morning, which is all of that right there. So this is a pretty active pattern overall, all the way into Wednesday, which is I hope what you got out of all of that. So how much rain we talking about just from today through Monday afternoon, which again is President's Day? All of the models I've seen are pretty consistent with the coast getting an inch and a half on average to as much as 2 inches. This shows 2 inches of total moisture in Tillamook and pretty active, showing that the valley will at least get over a half of an inch and could get an inch in some locations. This shows an inch to an inch and 3/10 up around Seattle, 95 100ths in Kelso, Longview, and Portland. So that's about an inch. And then you've got maybe 7/10 to an inch as you get down into Lane County and Eugene, and an inch as you go farther south into southern Oregon, and some decent total precip of 81 100ths out in the blues. So this is pretty wide reaching. Everybody gets measurable rainfall in the coming couple of days. So remember, we have the winter storm warning starting tonight at 10 p.m. going into Monday. Not a lot of total snow up there today. I mean, this shows there's very little in the Oregon Cascades, starting to get some noticeable accumulation in the Washington Cascades. But again, the storm warning doesn't start until late this evening. So by the time we get up and we get going Monday morning, now we've got the blue in the Oregon Cascades, and there's Mount Hood right there, is at least 4 inches on the ground to 8 inches as you get above pass level. But look at the Washington Cascades, much heavier snow, many more areas where you've got 8 to 12 inches of snow in those brighter tones. And I'm just going to play this into Monday afternoon. So what are we looking at? Well, you've got widespread numbers of a foot plus in the Washington Cascades. Mount Hood, again, at pass level, there may only be totals approaching 8 inches. And then you get well over a foot to 20 inches as you get farther up. This does show more of a snow bullseye as you get down to Deschutes County and the Three Sisters area. So not the biggest snowstorm in the world for the Cascades, but pretty good snow hit and some decent snow out over the Blue Mountains as well. Notice there's nothing over the Coast Range. The snow levels are going to be 3,000 feet and higher through the period. So the Coast Range gets back to nothing but rain. So that's good news, of course, for travelers. Quick look at the temperatures. This just shows we're going to be back to normal. Here's this afternoon. Look at the 40s from Seattle all the way down through Lane County and all the way down into southern Oregon. You've got 50-degree temperatures down in the Florence area along the coast. You've got temperatures warming up to 40 in the Columbia River Gorge. So we'll start to get some decent melting. Here's Sunday morning. Back, often when we have a westerly flow aloft that's bringing in rain and moisture, we typically don't get below 40, right? In the I-5 corridor. And that's what this shows. From Seattle all the way down through Portland, Salem into Eugene, 40 degrees or warmer for low temperatures and well in the 40s at the coast and staying above freezing in the gorge, 34 in the Dalles, 37 in Hood River. And that's the type of pattern we're going to see temperature wise in the coming days. I'm not looking much at wind, and I just wanted to show you this because I know a lot of you like to see the wind patterns. So this is this afternoon. You can see some 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts in this green area, but that's offshore. So this shows you gust. Even as the front comes in overnight tonight, this shows you gust about 20 to 30 miles per hour at the coast, including the southern coast at most of Oregon. But winds really no more than 15 miles per hour in most spots inland, and there's not much wind more than 15 out in the Columbia River Gorge either. And that just continues to be the case. If I play this into Sunday afternoon, wind gusts at the coast, 20, 25 at most. Again, wind gusts up and down I-5 from Seattle down through Oregon, generally 15 and generally 15 out in the gorge. So winds, not a concern whatsoever. So not a lot of snow during the day today for travel over the Cascades, but it gets really snowy by first thing Sunday morning. Right now, I just want to show you temperatures. This is my Mount Hood weather page on my weather site, portlandweather.com. And it's brought to you by Hillcrest Ski and Sports Shop. They have all your boarding and skiing needs. You can buy stuff, you can rent stuff. One of the bigger shops in certainly the Portland metro area and probably in Oregon, I'm guessing. 24 at Timberline, 29 in Meadows, 24 at Ski Bowl. Resorts are open. You can see all the people there and their live cameras. Notice it's not terribly cold weather coming. See, this gives government camp above freezing temperatures in the 30s Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and overnight lows only around freezing. So if that's the case, there's a chance ODOT will get those passes in improving conditions, but it will be very thick snow when you get up above 4,000 feet in the coming days. Again, there's that ODOT camera. Here are the other passes. Siskiyou Summit's nice and clean. Here's, let's see here. There's the west slope of the Coast Range. That's melted off. That's 36 degrees. So we're looking at improving conditions. There's a wet 84 out over the Blue Mountains as well. And we'll go around the horn quickly. These were the 9 o'clock temperatures this morning. Medford 36, getting up to 49 today. Rain across all of our region on Sunday and into Monday. But look at the temperatures above freezing at night, upper 40s during the day. And then a run of days hitting 50 degrees moving forward. What about over in Central Oregon? Going to be warming up as well, 39 today. It's a rainy day in Central Oregon on Sunday as moisture comes in, as temperatures get above freezing and warm all the way to 44. And then you've got daytime highs in the 40s moving forward. So again, getting out of the deep cold that we've been in. Here's the Dalles out in the East Gorge. 38 today, even 40. Notice the lows. 35 Sunday morning, 40 during the day. That's just rainy travel. Pendleton 30 right now. You're going to be warming up as well. This shows Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all 40 or better. Maybe a little cooler with mixed precip on Wednesday, but generally that's not bad, right? Daytime highs well above freezing through the period. Seattle, 43 today, 48 tomorrow, 48 on Monday, more on Monday. Overnight lows about 40. Very typical forecast. This is just meant really to show you that we're getting back to normal. Salem's the same. Salem 52 tomorrow. 41 in the morning, a rainy day that goes from 41 to 52. And look at the 50s. That's getting back to a mild weather pattern. Normal for Portland is now 51 degrees, perhaps warmer than what you think the climate average would show you. Here's North Bend. Those are all in the 50s, overnight lows in the 40s. Yep. And there's no wind threats. This is pretty comfortable weather with not much wind. Lows about 40, highs in the 50s, even with the rain coming down. That's pretty comfortable stuff, right? And courtesy of Hazeldale Tire Pros up here in Clark County, where I live, this is your 7-day forecast. Daytime showers, not a lot of total rain during the day on this Saturday, and we'll have some dry time. But then the rain picks up early evening. It's raining more than that on Sunday. Rain breaks into showers on Monday, President's Day. Tuesday has more dry time than wet. And then that next front comes in Tuesday night into Wednesday. And then behind that, a couple of days to have more dry time than wet on Thursday and Friday. And again, starting Sunday morning, we're mainly 40 or better at night. And then daytime highs near to above 50 moving forward. Hey, a lot of you watched my forecast videos the last couple of days, and we're trying to call the snow and the ice areas. I hope you found the forecast information to be useful. From my chair, the forecast was pretty good. And we'll hope you continue to watch. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. That helps me out. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill, and I'll talk to you soon.